guys, for today's video I wanted to tell you about some things that Dean's been experiencing here on our property, and the fact that makes them so interesting to me is he's been telling me a lot of things that my dad used to speak about years ago that happened to him on the property as well. I know one thing that was very prominent was the cackling noise, where it sounded like somebody was laughing in a really creepy cackly way, and Dean had this happen right behind him somewhere on the property. And I remember I was reflecting back to the things my dad used to say, and he used to talk about this cackling as well and how he could never find a real reason behind it. And these guys are both really big outdoorsmen, so they know all the sounds in the woods, and both of them have said they cannot describe the way this sounded, and they both said that there was a really creepy feeling came over them both when they heard it. So it's just really interesting that that happened to Dean recently, and it happened to my dad several years ago. So apparently whatever that is has been happening around here for years. I've never heard that personally, but they both made a point to tell me that at one point or another, and Dean had never heard my dad's version of that because I'd never thought to tell him, and my dad never thought about telling him either. So that was really interesting that they both heard that so far away, so far apart in occurrences. So even though my dad experienced it years ago, Dean just recently experienced it, so whatever that is still around. Another thing that Dean's been experiencing was he was on the property up at one of the house sites up there, and he was actually touched on the back. So he thought that his neighbor had came up, and he thought that he was just trying to get his attention or spook him or whatever, and came up and kind of pushed him on the back. But he whirled around to see who it was, and there was nobody there, nobody in sight, and he knows for 100% fact that somebody pushed him on the back. So that really interested me because that happened in the same area where my dad and Dean both experienced the cackling noise, which is just right down the road from one of our gates. We have the property gated on several areas because of theft we've had. So we have this one main gate that locks away the main road. And at this gate, I know my dad had an experience with one of our dogs that just refused. One day she was walking up through there, and she always went with my dad up to the mountain. And when she was going to go through the gate, she just stopped, she froze, she was staring at something, and she would not proceed that day. So that really creeped everybody out that heard that story. And now Dean was going to go through the gate, and he actually saw a shadow figure, or a small dark figure. It was kind of humanoid in shape, but it was just pitch black, but it was just only a couple feet tall. So it wasn't as tall as one of us, but what creeped me out about this was that it resembled, like he explained it to resemble what our mentor had explained the description of the entity that we ridded from this house. So the fact that ties this all together is that our mentor told us that even though he ridded the entity from this house, that it could still remain on the property. Even though it cannot come into this house, it can still remain somewhere on our property. And now that he saw that, it really makes me think and wonder, and I don't know, maybe I should talk to my mentor about that since it's been seen recently and after what he had told us to expect. So I just wanted to share these stories with you guys because I found them interesting, so I thought you might as well. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, give it a big thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Don't forget to subscribe if you've not already. I post a new video every Wednesday and Sunday, and until then, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.